All right.
I mean, there's a lot of good ones there.
There are a lot of good ones.
I like the moon. Chakras, I gotta have time on. I gotta refresh myself on chakras if we're gonna do that right.
Yeah, I'm really curious about the chakras, the 9 dimensions.
Can we do chakras?
What is Plato's Caves allegory? Like, this is.
Do you not know Plato's Cave?
I want to hear about it. I think I do. I think I do, but go for it.
Okay. So Plato's Cave allegory is a state where it's a story written by Plato where people are raised from birth to adulthood,
yes,
tied up, staring at a wall in a cave with a light behind them. So all they're seeing is shadows. All their whole existence is seeing just shadows of things behind them, but not being able to see what's behind them. So all they see is a representation of life on shadows on a cave wall. One day, a guy, one of the people, gets free from the chains and goes out of the cave, and is immediately blasted with sunlight and trees and color, and blasted with just his texture. And he goes out there and he's blinded because it's so bright. He's blinded by the light of this good. He's felt with just so much emotion because of what he's finally seeing. He's seeing things. Instead of just seeing shadows on a wall, he's able to touch a leaf and pet a goat. Life in the colors, everything. His mind is just blown away. He didn't know how to express it because all of his life he's been seeing generations and generations of all their existence of this people is just what's on this wall with shadows is real. So he gets out of this cave, he's blinded by light, it all comes into vision, and he sees everything as it is. Now he knows that all he's been seeing is a shadow reflection of a light behind him. Now he knows because he sees it all. So he goes back in the cave. He sits down and tells all of the people that are chained up, this is not real. I'm telling you,
no way, man.
No,
they're crazy. We've been watching this all day.
You're crazy. You're crazy. This is real. This is all we know. And he's like, no, you go out there and there's this thing called light and color and texture. And like, color doesn't exist. What are you talking about? I don't even know what color is.
What? You're crazy.
Yeah.
Black, white.
Yeah, black, white. Black, white.
You're crazy. Orange and dark.
Right.
And so, black, white.
And so they refuse to accept his perception of what's real because they see in the walls. And then he goes, hey, come. And they go, no, this is my life. No, I'm not going back there. I would die. I could die out there. This is my life right here. I'm going to sit and see your life right here.
Crazy. I'm not going to follow the crazy guy outside.
So Plato's Cave allegory is a very great story about awakening, about awakening up to what's real, questioning ourselves, and also a parallel story on how when people will reject the ideas of awakening because they've been living in the same rut, looking at the same wall of whatever program mind they are in, and they refuse to look behind them because of the consequences they fear of rejecting this reality.
It also shows to somebody who's awoken, to somebody who's not, you literally are crazy. To them.
Yes. Yeah, because that guy was crazy.
You're on a different vibe. Yeah. You saw something in a totally different way that they don't believe is real.
No, I completely agree.
You do a hand on a shadow, and it's a bird, and then you realize that you look behind, it's a guy doing this. Yeah. How do you explain that to somebody? That's not a bird. Right?
Wow.
That's the dog, that's how do you explain that? So the allegory is great about
that. That's fantastic.
I learned that through DMT. Because when we went through DMT, we sounded absolutely.
Well, that's what DMT is an allegory of the cave. It's same with the Matrix. The Matrix is an allegory of the cave as well. It's all. He took the red pill. And then everybody thought he was crazy and outlandish because he had the courage to see what was outside.
Right.
And then he went back into the darkness to try to bring people out. And maybe he got one or two out of the hundreds, but most of the people will sit in their rut in the carpet and just look at the wall because they're comfortable and that's all they've known.
Right.
So that's what we do on this earth. A lot of us just are comfortable staring at the wall, living our life in a programmed state that's comfortable.
Right.
We've been doing it all our life. Our parents did it. Right. Our grandparents did it. It's comfortable. We're going to live our life, work, and die. And we just got to work to get money. We just got to work to get money to save up to die. Now that's the program. Now the
desire and fear, baby. Just giving the people what they want.
And how do you tell people that are into that? I live, I secure, I die. How do you tell people that are in that comfortable rut that there's so much more to life. If we just see life, ask questions, and look around, other than the straightforward view, if we start looking around, that life is that much better. How
Live in the now.
living and people, and that's the whole genius thing about the Plato's Cave Allegory is it holds true, and it's timeless, and it's in any time it's the perfect analogy for questioning. I don't want to overuse the word awakening, but questioning and observing.
Yeah, and it goes to sort of a hiring practice, which we kind of adopt, which is curiosity. Right? Curiosity is so important for the human condition, which is, will you ask questions? Do you question what you've been told? Right? And when you get to that point, like where you're talking about like the awakening piece, is there more than what we're doing? Right? And if you hire for curiosity, which I think is probably a foundational trait to getting really good hires,
right?
Is curiosity. Is like, how do I do that? How can I do? Can we do that better?
Right.
You're going to get an amazing hire out of somebody who's curious, right?
I would say the majority, or I would say a majority.
98% have been told, do not ask questions.
The majority of people don't be curious. They're just like, well, what do you want me to be curious about?
Oh, well, that's a ridiculous question.
Because I see it all the time is people who I would say don't ask the curious questions. They will stand on the pedestal of curiosity, but they need to be told.
That's right.
They need to be curious about.
No, that's an excellent point. Which is, well, what should I be curious? Like, tell me what I need.
Tell me what I need.
Yeah, like show initiative. Okay, well, have initiative.
Show me the shadow on the wall.
That's the day that we live in now.
Show me the shadow on the wall, and then tell me about it. Show me what I need to see. Yeah. Don't show me how you did it. And that's it's crazy. Yeah, Plato's Cave is an amazing story.
No, that's fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was good.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I feel like it feels so familiar. I feel like I've heard it by a different name.
You probably read it. Have you ever read Plato's Republic?
Yeah,
it's in Plato's Republic. It's like in the middle of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you read Plato's, it's just Plato's. It's a small story in the book, but the dense knowledge from it has procured into many discussions.
Okay.
Right.